In this video of 3 Inquisitive Kids, we will be looking at itinerary problems that will use comparisons to solve. So comparisons such as fractions and ratios, and just comparing the differences between two different scenarios. Let's get to the first problem. Two sixth grade classes A and B are going on a field trip, but the school only has one bus enough to hold one class. If the walking speed of both classes is 3 kilometers per hour, and the speed of the bus is 50 kilometers per hour, and the goal is to deliver both classes to the destination by the least possible amount of time possible, what is the ratio between the amount of distance that class A will have to walk to the distance class B will have to walk? And what fraction of the entire trip will class A walk? First, let's try to think about how we can meet the standards of delivering both classes to the destination by the least possible amount of time. Well, in order to do that, since the two classes walk at the same speed, meaning that in the same amount of time, the two classes will walk the same distance. So the most fair solution for this is to make them ride the bus, make them ride the bus for the same amount of time and walk for the same amount of time. So now that we have that analyzed, let's get to solving the problem. And our first step is to make a sketch. So we have 2 points, the starting point or their school and their destination. And got to connect them with a line to show that it's a line segment. So this is their destination, D for destination, and S for school or starting point. Now we have to record A and B. So I'm first going to write class A over here. So this entire space is where I can record how it moves, and class B will be a few rows down, so I also have enough space for that. Alright, so let's get started. I am going to use this for walking and straight lines for bus. Okay. So let's first make a sketch that sort of captures the entire scenario roughly. So we know that first class A hops on the bus and goes on the bus and stops right here. And then for the rest of the class's journey, they're walking. And for this entire time, B, since this is the amount of distance that A walked, I'm gonna try to make a segment about as long as that. Okay. Because they're walking the same amount. We already discussed that. Now here is the bus making its way back to B first. This is first back to B, and then going to their destination with class B. And so this is our first step. Our second step is to find the comparisons, to take the ratios. Because we have two speeds, 3 kilometers per hour and 50 kilometers per hour, we only have to make one ratio between them. So the velocity of the classes to the velocity of the bus is equal to 3 to 50. So let's say that the amount that class A and B both walked is 3 units of distance. So if these two are 3 units of distance, let's think about, say, when B was walking this, what was the bus doing? When B was walking from here to this little flag I'm going to make, when B was walking from here to the flag, what the bus was doing is first carrying A all the way to this dot right here, and then going back. So this entire process is going to be 50, right? For every 3 units of distance that class B walks, the bus will have traveled 50 units of distance. So because we know that this isn't exactly accurate, but since this entire part is the 50 units, and this part is the 3 units. So let's first subtract 3 from 50, and we have 47. 47 divided by 2 is 23.5. So this area right here is 23.5 units. So now we can answer the second question. What fraction of the entire trip will Class A walk? Well, Class A walks 3 units, but the entire trip is 29.5 units. So if we multiply both the numerator and denominator by 2, we have 6 over 59. But that's only the answer to our second question. The answer to our first question will be 1 to 1, right? That was what is the ratio of the amount that Class B walks to Class A? It's 3 to 3, 1 to 1.